Hi everyone, my name is Guneet from Canam Network, and today we have Dallas Brodie. Dallas Brodie was the BC Conservative candidate from Vancouver-Quilchena, and looks like she has won her riding. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
How was your campaign and what was your journey like?
The journey was interesting. I connected with so many people from my riding. It was a very, very much grassroots effort. And it took a lot of meeting people, talking to people, and working all the time for the last year, frankly.
What were some of the main points that people of your riding had, and what inspired on those points that really showed the results that you really want?
The issues that really came up that I didn't really expect to be so powerful were the housing issues and the fact that the David Eby has pulled so much of the housing decisions into Victoria under Bills 44, 46, and 47. So it's the loss of community control over their housing decisions and what's happening in their communities. That's major. The other one is crime and safety crawled up and became extremely important. The availability of drugs, the drug addicts all over the streets, the unsafety, those are the two big issues. It was obvious what was on people's minds.
If NDP forms the government, what are the major takeaway lessons for the BC Conservative?
I think the Conservatives have just been astounding this to be where we are and to be nipping at their heels to this degree shows them that they better wake up and understand that there is a sleeping giant out here that's sick of these policies that are so centralized, so top down, and people have had it. So I think that I can't say anything bad about how we handled this. We have done an amazing job of taking a party that was in obscurity last year, almost non-existent. And now we are a very, very powerful possible opposition. We don't even know yet, though. We may even be in government. So we're still waiting for the results.
If NDP still held on to the government, what were the main reasons behind it? What went good for them? And what went wrong for them?
I think what went well for the NDP is that they told a lot of lies, frankly, during the campaign that were just nasty, saying that we were going to cut spending on healthcare, that we were going to allow rents to take away all rent controls and all things that were just scaring people. And the thing is that the Conservatives don't lie about their policies. I think the NDP will just frankly lie about things that they're planning to do. And that's what they do. And they don't care what happens afterwards. They just scare people into thinking this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it's really not. I think a Conservative government would benefit everyone by boosting everybody's prospects in this province. We have an incredible province. We could have such abundance here. But I really feel that this centralized control, the notions towards socialism and communism that David Eby and his team bring are not going to benefit us in the long run. And we have to keep focusing on that. And I'm going to be very, very focused on that. Enough centralization of power, enough authoritarianism. It's got to stop. I want to get back to where people can just live their lives and be left alone. Get the government out of our lives.
What was the role of the media so far in the campaign, especially the mainstream media?
I think Canadian media in general is so grossly biased that they've lost track of how biased they are and what their role is meant to be. They should be questioning all candidates equally with the same verve, regardless of which party they're in. As a Conservative, I expect to be challenged. And the NDP should expect to be challenged. The media has lost its way in Canada. British Columbia is pathetic. It's impossible to get any views on the air that don't agree with their accepted wisdom. I don't know what bubble they're living in, but they better start opening up to the fact that a lot of people are unhappy with them because, frankly, we're all turning to alternative media to get our news. The legacy media has a lot to deal with internally, and they're not allowing diversity of thought in their newsrooms. Their producers limit and control which stories go to air, and they need to start understanding diversity isn't just the way they think of diversity. There has to be diversity of thought, and people need to be exposed to different points of view. And the media has a job to do. They're not doing it. They're not meant to be a cheerleader for one party or another.
Why do you think media is so biased against the BC Conservative or the whole Conservative movements?
Well, since I worked in the media for 7 years myself in broadcast journalism, I can't really explain why it is, except for the pay is terrible. And A lot of people who are interested in having business careers don't go into journalism. So you get people who are basically activists, and they think that they can extend their activism by becoming a journalist. And since there are no basic standards for becoming a journalist, anybody can have any views and become a journalist. They're allowed to say whatever they want. They can tweet whatever they want. I mean, it's shocking to read the tweets of some quote unquote journalist. It's like, excuse me, you're not supposed to be tweeting. You should be an unbiased journalist, holding the feet to the fire of all politicians, including me, including the NDP, everyone. I don't know. It's just the type of people who go into this. They think they're activists, and this is how they're going to do their activism.
Even if, let's say, the BC Conservatives do not form the government and you are in the opposition, what are your top priorities being in the opposition?
My top priorities would be dealing with the drug addiction, the lack of safety in our streets, the top-down approach to municipal zoning, the explosion of anti-Semitism in this province and in our cities, the absolute ruin that our healthcare is in right now. I mean, what file isn't on fire? Everything is a mess right now. I can't think of one file that's working well in this province. I see a 5-alarm fire everywhere, but those are some of the ones that come to mind right now.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.